Time flies.
What is up, everyone? Welcome to Mechs on Deck. It is Tuesday, November 16th. Oof, we got only just a couple episodes before the end of the year, man.
Yeah, dude.
How many we got?
We got
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 before the end of the year.
We got our Thanksgiving special. We'll have our Christmas special. We'll have our what you should buy people for Christmas special and our end of the year special.
True.
Got a lot of cool stuff. I always like the end of the year stuff. It's a good time for reflection. Welcome back. Missed you last week.
Dude, I missed last week as well. Good. Feeling much better. Not feeling like I'm dying anymore, so that's good. Also, Gnarly Charlie for you. Thank you for the tier 1 for 16 months. Time sure does fly. Kind of in the same vein of it being the middle of November. It is almost the end of the year. I'm ready to go into the time where we do Mech Madness stuff again, and then there's a whole bunch of shit that we were like, wait, what is this? So
Or we just have to go back and look up shit.
yeah, exactly.
That's always fun. Remember when we used to know everything that came out?
Dude, I feel like you just can't know everything that comes out.
No,
anymore.
you literally can't. Or, I mean, it would be a full-time job.
Yeah. You like it has to be like the only thing that you do.
Yeah.
Like it has
And
to
the
be
people
your
that are
main
the
hobby.
people that have full-time keyboard stuff are usually too busy with other things.
Exactly.
Like like this isn't a slam at Apiary, but I almost feel bad because she's like, I can't talk about anything and I'm busy all the time. I'm like, I almost wouldn't want that. Like imagine you're like, I'm doing all this cool shit that I can talk to 4 people about. Like,
Hell yeah.
uh,
You got Kaner on the
so
SVU train.
dude, now she got me on the SVU train.
Ooh.
Let's be real. She got me on that train at the beginning of the year, the school year.
SVU was like the ritual in my household growing up.
Hell yeah, dude.
Every week we watched Law and Order. But
Hell yeah, dude. What's up? What's up? Space Cables is here. Hello. I forgot to PM you, and I said I would. Responsibilities. But how's your day? How's your Monday, Tuesday been?
It's good. I work in a semi-retail establishment, and I support other retail companies selling our product. So it's kind of busy right now, dealing with the prep for Black Friday. We start our Black Friday sale Friday and runs through the 29th, I think, through Cyber Monday. So it's a lot of like prep, and we just launched a new website. So things have been very interesting. Completely changed platforms, so my entire job is different than it was a week ago. So that's
Always
been a
fun.
fun learning curve, but overall it's been good. What about you?
Well, it's that time of year where kids just start coming unhinged. I had to break up a fight at 7:25 this morning. And I
Lovely.
even told them it's way too early to be getting mad at each other. They were doing that thing that like they cross their hands, or like posting up. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? And one of them 100% went, you look like you got boogers in your mouth, and that about caused him to throw a fist. And I was like, too early. I'm sitting there getting like jabbed in the shoulder because my job at that point, I just stand there, just stand between them and be like, hit me over and over and over. But please, for the love of God, don't just clock some kid at 7:25 in the morning.
That's crazy.
But
7-year-olds, man.
different strokes for different folks. Fucking boogers, man. Exactly. No, it's been fine. It's we were just talking about this before stream. So, my wife was talking about like, could you imagine working a job where like it's just work. It just goes.
Yeah, you just go.
Where when you're a teacher, you have this mentality of like beginning, middle, end. And like Christmas break or holiday break makes children unnerved because they know Christmas is coming, and Thanksgiving break and spring break and the end of the year. So there are different times. Like September, October is a great time because the kids are just like, all right, this is life now. And then breaks start happening. But you have this mentality of the end. So you're kind of like working and looking at the calendar where you have, I've worked jobs where you just work 100% of the time. And there's not that. So there's this weird mentality of like, you're less stressed, but it does suck that you don't get these nice little breaks. But it's nice when I get these breaks, but it sucks because you're like, 3 more weeks. Yeah. 2 more weeks. And then when you have to go back after that, that's even worse. Like, and you got to experience that a little bit, dude, unfortunately, where you're like,
well, yeah, a little bit longer than the traditional break, but I guess yours was too, because you kind of just didn't have work.
I did just didn't
March
work for
until
5 months.
Yeah, I got an extra couple months on you, but yeah, it is weird. It is weird working for like even now is the first time like as I think about it more, like we were talking about before. I have like more of a Christmas break. Like our office kind of shuts down for that like week between Christmas and New Year's. Like We have
I've seen a lot of companies where they're just like the 24th through like, hey, we'll see you in the new year.
Yeah, we don't shut down completely, but we have like a 2-day week and then like a 3-day week. So it's like it's nice, but definitely interesting. Not quite the 3 weeks off a year that we get plus the like 8 holidays or whatever. Not quite the same as the month and a half long summer. And but yeah, very different though in the day-to-day stress and dealing with the ticking time bomb that is dealing with children.
It's fun. I get the I've talked to CF Kenner about this a lot, but I get the like, you work with special education children? Oh my God. Like, you must be the best. I'm like, nope, stop. It just takes a lot of patience and understanding. Like that's all it takes. My job like is not hard in the sense of like I have to figure things out. I have to do XYZ. Like I'm not a fucking engineer.
Right.
Where it's like I have to solve these problems. My job is staying patient and understanding when kids do stupid shit.
Yeah, it's like emotional. It's like emotional taxing, in I guess mentally taxing in a different way than something where it's like you're stressed due to like a deadline of like you need to have these reports done, or you have to hit this sales goal or else you're fired or you get written up, or
it's more like if you swing back after getting hit 50 times, you're going to prison. But anyway, I've been assaulted by a 10-year-old. I've been assaulted by about every age between 5 and 11. So Stray Chroma, thank you for the raid. Stray Chroma will be joining us a few weeks down the road. I think she's not next week, but the week after. But thank you for the raid, Stray Chroma, and the Himura. Thank you for the follow. Great time to shout out our amazing sponsors and partners. We've got OmniType, Kinetic Labs, Canon Keys, and Project Keyboards at our sponsors' spots, and our partners, Zap Cables, Type B, Smith & Rune, 3D Keybs. We'll hear more from them later. What is on your desk, and did you get any mail?
Yeah, Stray Chroma, thank you for the tier 1 for 7 months. Appreciate that. Heading on over to me. I didn't get any mail this week. Still waiting on a couple things. I do have a Satisfaction 75 round 2. Mine did not make it in the first round of shipments. I don't think. I didn't get an email or anything, so not that yet, but expecting that hopefully soon. But as far as what is on my desk today, I went back to Old Faithful at this point.
Can't go wrong.
It just hasn't really left my desk for that long. My Bauer, round 1 Bauer. I know Stray Chroma just built a Bauer 2, I believe, on her stream. This has lavenders with the 63.5 gram symmetric springs. And modern Dolce Light. Looks great. Sounds really good. Feels great. Palm plate, though. So a little bit different. I don't even know if a palm plate was offered for Bauer 2. But it wasn't really, I think, even technically public for round 1.
It was semi-public.
Yeah, I think it was maybe an extra.
It was like if you asked for it, then you'd get it, but it's not like it was sold on the site or anything.
I think it might have been, but it might have been just as an extra. Like you couldn't buy a board.
Oh yeah, I don't think you could just buy it. Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I'm using. I'm loving it. It's still freaking great. And that's about it for me. What about you, Mr. Dave?
On my desk, because people are starting to get it in hand. I say this, I literally just pulled this out. I had the Baka 70 up until 20 minutes ago on my desk. That's because I usually use a board for a week, but I used the Frog TKL for 2 days. So I was like, I'll just continue going on. But I usually switch during the weekend, but that was kind of my switch. But this is the Baka polycarbonate with, I don't know, I like Perestroika on it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not 100% sold.
I think it looked better on the white
And I'm gonna put it on a whiteboard. I think I just was like, let's try it. And why not, right? It's fucking free to try. So I think I'm going to put this on a whiteboard. I don't know what whiteboard. This is built with U4T Thox, or black U4Ts, I should say, and 69 gram spring. And this is the first time I think I've mounted the ambassador, the Black Lives Matter ambassador. I was like, hey, I've never used this one before. Why not?
Oh yeah.
So, and people are starting to get it. I hope you enjoy it. For those who got one, again, thank you. I think it's a great board. I got to get Eric his. I think it's fantastic. So yeah. But you know what's not quite fantastic? Okay, let's talk. Bread is fantastic.
Bread is fantastic.
Bread is great. Brioche is great. Brioche, sourdough.
Yeah, dude.
Focaccia, milk bread.
Milk bread.
Fucking rolls. About to eat the fuck out of some rolls here in like a week and a half. Or not 9 days. Well, Jedi Junior, I'll thank you for this because you posted a lot about this. GMK bread.
Didn't quite hit the
didn't
mark.
really hit the mark. So, a lot of people, cafe vibes, whatever, we have like if you look up the renders, it was kind of a chocolatey brown with like a tan, supposed to be kind of the crumb section, the cross-cut section of the bread, kind of a nice tan, almost like a creamy coffee almost. I'm legitimately not trying to put this next to GMK Cafe or anything, but like it looks like this nice creamy tan. And it did not come out that way. It looks like fucking yellow cakes.
Yeah. Here, I'm getting it pulled up. So this is render. And then this and obviously these are still a little bit of a grain of salt. But we've seen a couple pictures now and they all kind of look a little like this. A little bit yellowed.
Yellow.
Little brioche effect. I'll open it up, another one. This is going to take forever to load because it's a really big picture.
Cubes of butter.
But I'll wait for that one to load. Yeah, so render and then actuality. So you can see.
And you know me, like I usually defend key sets more than a lot of people in terms of like, oh, but it's close or what. Like I'm still defending Peaches and Cream to this day. This is not it.
Yeah, and now, I do think that the like specifically this image is maybe a little bit of an over representation of the yellowing.
Yeah. So what I want you to do, if you don't mind, can you get the second picture?
Yeah.
In that conversation, because I actually took that picture. So as a great friend of mine, Grindbox, great friend of the channel, said, it's like a rule that every first picture of a keycap set has to have the worst lighting ever. That blatantly has like yellow and orange lighting.
Mm-hmm.
That like you can tell if you look at the original picture, you can tell based on just the color. Here, I'm gonna post the picture in our general chat in Discord. You can tell even just by the box at the top. So that little piece of white that you see over a keyboard at the top, that's the top of the GMK tray. That looks yellow in the picture.
Yeah.
Those trays are white. Yeah. So I was like, okay, so I'm gonna color correct this really quick to get that box to be white. And so I color corrected it, and even then, it's still just more yellow than tan.
Yeah, because even then, like you look back at the render is very it's a very, very light brown, whereas it turns a little bit yellow. I think I think in actuality the key set like in person probably lies somewhere in between your picture or this one that we're seeing here and the original picture. I think it probably sits somewhere in between those two.
Mhm. It also depends on what lights are in your room and
exactly. If you have that picture, Keep Noob, feel free to post a link to it and I can open it up. We are going to do keyboard of the week later today. But yeah, it's sad because I think people were expecting a very, very light brown color for the alphas, when in actuality they got what's
yellow.
closer to a GMK Plum alpha.
Yeah.
Which, hey,
I mean,
Plum's hot right now.
as my wife said, it looked like Brioche.
It does.
It's like, Brioche isn't bad, but what stinks is, this might be a Hall of Shame set.
Yeah.
Like, if there's a Hall of Shame, this might be in it. I don't think it's necro bad because at least you got one of the colors right.
Yeah.
but
here's another photo. Oh wow, this looks even worse.
So we got Olivia in the middle. Is that Serica?
Taro.
And
Analog Dreams.
Taro yellow and analog. Oh, okay, I can't. There it is. It's written.
Sorry, it's a small pic.
Nah, you're good.
Zoom in.
I just had to.
It's a little pixelated, but yeah. I mean, I think, man, it's just
unfortunate.
It's unfortunate.
Because this is bad enough to me. Like that color is not good enough to even like. There are going to be people like obviously there will be a few people that will be like, yeah, I'll fucking buy it. But like to me, that's a set that doesn't even have the necro effect of like, oh, people like necro for what it is now because it's kind of got these cool green. It's like, no, this is like a gross yellow and brown.
Yeah.
Like at least necro has that cool, like, oh, you got some cool teal, blue, green effects going, and it can kind of look. I don't see this looking good on anything but a black board. Because if you put it on anything white, it's just going to show how yellow the keycaps are. You know what this looks like? This looks like someone had GMK Cafe and then smoked tobacco for 40 years over the keyboard.
Yeah, someone earlier said that it looks like they're heavily yellowed OG double shots. Which, yeah. I mean, and hey, here's the thing. You want a GMK set for not a ton of money? Right now, you can get yourself some bread for not a lot of money because I think people are really unhappy with it. And it's the first time I've seen it in a while where it's not selling at like Plum or Necro levels where it's sold under group buy on the aftermarket. But I think it's selling at like under extras. It's like between group buy and extras.
People are basically trying to like get their money back.
They're just trying not to lose money on it, which I think is probably fair. Honestly, I think that's probably what should be the case in most GMK sets. Like, it's a keycap set. Let's not try to fucking profit over it. But yeah, it's pretty bad. I'll be interested to see, like, to make full 100%, definite opinions once I'm actually able to see it, or we see more and more pictures. Once you start getting some people who take some very, very high production value pictures with it, it'll be nice to see that and see kind of like what the colors look like. Because one thing that I like to do, and I know you probably like to do this too, is you look at their pictures and you say, okay, well, this person has the same photo style and all this stuff, so I know what this looks like. I have this set. It looks like this to them. I can translate what that looks like.
A few people that you follow, they're like, okay. Like Ninja Pirate buys every goddamn keycap set.
Yeah.
So, and from what I've heard, I think you even told me Nebulant did not work on this set.
No, Nebulant did not work on this set. I did. That was one of the, I was telling Neb, that my first thought process when I see key sets now is,
GMK Brad McMuller.
Yeah. When I see key set pictures, especially the first ones, and people are talking about how it doesn't match, I'm like, did Neb do it? If yes, wait for his pictures and him to post something about it. If no, then assume that's probably not that great. So
it's unfortunate. I mean, listen, so this was sold on Canon Keys. This is sold through one of our sponsors. But at the end of the day, it's the designer who has the final say. As far as I'm concerned, you know, every group buy is going to be different. But as far as I know, as far as I'm aware, the final call is the designer, as it should be. The person who. So we don't know if someone was trying to be swayed in a different direction. We don't know if they were trying to, maybe it looked good to them and they really liked it. Again, different monitors. From when I first saw it, I was like, all right, I'm gonna put it on this monitor real quick. And let me go put it on my Surface and let me look at my phone. And I was like, oh, it's all over the place. Starstone, thank you for the 25. It says 26th month. 26 months. We'll pay you to take it away. That's good sex. Yeah, it's unfortunate because people. This is the first time in a long time where I'm like, man, this missed the mark.
Yeah.
Like
it is the first time in a while where it's like, I think there was that little bit of scare with Dracula, but that was obviously like a very, very bad set to pick, like not a very bad set, a very bad picture of the set. Yeah, it and Starstone's right. Well, it is on the designer. Lead vendor does share responsibility. You also wonder what like was there in terms of, was it a deadline thing where it was like, yeah, we can't really wait anymore on this. We need to get this going. We don't know the situation. We don't know everything, but yeah, I mean, hey, it is what it is. It's now done. It's not going to get fixed.
Yeah.
So eventually it'll be probably like Plum, and any 2 years people will be fucking spending $500 for GMK bread because it's this coveted set.
Well, the interesting thing too is like, well, the mods still look good.
Yeah, they actually really they came out
so
pretty
like,
decent.
you could get, like, I'm sitting here like, maybe take Terra, take Alpha Terra, and have GMK avocado toast. like, like, I'm just saying, you can, like, maybe you're buying this for the mods, the novelties. I haven't seen any pictures of the novelties, but they got some cool ass novelties. So it's one of those things. I got to see Dracula in person.
Yeah,
it looks great.
Yeah,
I only saw it in sunlight and like midday sun, so I didn't get the full vibrance of some of the text on the mods, but it's definitely more gray than blue, but a lot of pictures make it show up more blue. Now, I will say it's a blue-gray. It's closer to gray, though, in my opinion.
Right.
Of how I see it. For the 15 seconds I saw it against a whiteboard outside. So,
yeah.
I think it looks fine. I think some pictures do make it look more blue than it actually is, it's kind of like Mizu. Like, I hate fucking editing Mizu in pictures because it's so hard to get that light blue to come out correctly without just like blowing out all the white accent keys. Thank you, Brez, for 27 months. Is that our? That's our next integer of 9s.
Yeah. Damn.
Quick babies.
Yeah. And yeah, 159's getting hate for Masterpiece because it's taken a while. Yeah, I mean, it just kind of depends. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, hey, it is what it is. Yeah, Dracula. I think that's my thing about like asking about Neb doing the set is because I feel like, you look at a set like Dracula. Did every color come out exactly perfect? No. I think the green is still a little bit different. But there's a lot of, like, that if they got someone involved, like in Neb, you're getting something beyond just the visual of, does this match my RAL that I'm holding? close enough, yeah. Like you're getting a scientific analysis of it, and you're striving to do more, to go above and beyond. Which I don't think is necessarily like should be 100% expected of everyone, but it definitely is nice. And like with Dracula, it's like, yeah, it may not be exactly perfect, but this is the closest that we could get with the medium that we have to play with. So yeah, man, it just sucks. I feel bad for, it's like you want to be mad, but you also like kind of feel bad, and you, yeah.
I mean, I feel bad for the people. It sucks, but you live and learn, right? It's happened. So I got in for rainy day, and designer was trying to get feedback from Geek Hack to see if samples were right. I had to go into the thread, and fortunately got the designer to reach out to Neb. Yeah, there you go. So hopefully, and rainy day is a cool set. That's a set that I'm probably going to be upset that I missed out on. But to kind of transition away, because bread, you know, we can talk all day, but guess what? It's here, as you said, Eric. It's here. It's here. It happened. If you got it, sorry. Maybe you like it. Maybe you're like, you know what? I fuck with this. Like, maybe it looks good on a champagne colored board. Like, who knows? But
it would actually be kind of sick looking. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, right. Like it would. I've been talking. That's the other color I've been thinking about with the what's it called, with Perestroika. I'm like, Perestroika on a gold board would be sick. Upas knows better. Again, you know, he could have argued. He could have said, "Hey, I think we should do this," and the guy was like, "No," but who knows?
Yeah. It's at that point, it's like, did they want to? I mean, there is a transaction that takes place there, and that's, you know, there's people that don't want to do that, you know. But hey, it is what it is.
Who knows? So the one thing I wanted to bring up, and I want to thank. I watched Keeb Noob's stream for as long as I could, but I fell asleep. Watched the rest of it this morning on her polycarbonate build, but it was the difference between, like, you know, we've talked about hobby fatigue and all of that, but as she said, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you kind of have to make sure that a hobby remains a hobby. And I really like that. And that's, you know, something that I just wanted to bring up shortly, because someone basic is someone we're having on in about 8 to 10 minutes. And she's taking a little break, and I very much respect that. It can be hard to walk away. It can be hard to want to walk away. It can be hard to walk away. Someone else who I've been hanging out with a lot recently is Nathan Alphaman, who stepped back. And there's something to be said where the hobbies need to just be that. They need to be hobbies. Some hobbies do, unfortunately, become a lifestyle. I see that with like shoes, right? And then hypebeast culture. And then that becomes your entire life, is this hypebeast culture, where it's like, you know, and Eric and I felt this in Magic, right? That was like the only thing we ever talked about. That was the only thing we looked. It's like it became more than a hobby. It was an obsession. It was everything relied on Friday Night Magic and playing Magic with friends and and Eric successfully annoying the shit out of me with his fucking decks, but like it becomes this thing, and it's like, okay, how can we prevent that from happening? What are good hobbyist traits and good hobbyist practices you can do to avoid the keyboard hobby taking over your life? Because when a hobby takes over your life, it's going to let you down. Hobbies in itself cannot support your entire life. So like, so chat, I want to hear what you think, and Eric, I want to hear what you think first.
Man, sorry, when you were talking about annoying you, I was just thinking back to a specific time where we were playing the cube that you made, and I had
we got into a huge argument because
I got that,
some angel
that
I took out of the cube immediately.
Phyrexian angel. Because I found a way.
Trust me, I think about that.
I found a way. You found a way
to not lose. Yeah, you found a way to literally not lose.
Yeah.
Wasn't that you would win? It's like I can't lose.
Yeah, I was like, I can't
And-
lose, and I would just deck you out.
Yeah.
But yeah. As far as like, it's definitely a thing, and you see a lot of people. I think for more of the normie culture, it's a lot of sports. You see people who are just overwhelmingly invested in things like football and fantasy football and betting and gambling and stuff. Hobbies is something that's supposed to be enjoyable, not something that's supposed to take up over your life. I think I know personally, and this is not just in terms of keyboards, but in general, I try not to have the doom mindset of the side of things. I think a lot of people look at situations and they're like, this is fucking awful, this is trash. Like, I try to have a little bit more of a positive outlook on things. Like, I try to look for like, how do we move forward? Because yeah, you can get it's easy. It gets a lot more burnt out when you just are only looking at the downsides of the hobby, the downsides of the things, and it as far as like this hobby specifically, it's been difficult because we got in the time where there's the tail end of the hobby really being a more of a tight knit community, where we didn't have like when we first started, there weren't really that many like discords of.
Yeah.
I think when we got in the hobby, this top clack Discord didn't even exist. Nathan was still still feels good music. And like, I don't know, it just felt so much more tight knit, and it's hard to watch that aspect that maybe that's what you grabbed onto and fell in love with, go to the wayside. But there is something to be said about, growing with the hobby and understanding that maybe you can find that same joy in something else, and understanding like to move on in certain capacities, maybe look for something else. Both Dave and I have moved through different hobbies, looking for different things throughout our lives and even our friendship together. Yeah, it's dynamic, right? You fall in and out of love with things. But yeah.
Yeah, for those who don't know, like Eric and I have been basically best friends for fucking 8.5 years. Like our friendship started at a booth in Jason's Deli.
With literally our friendship started with a hobby that was had become our lives at that point.
Yes, at that point.
In every capacity.
And just moved through hobbies.
Yeah.
Cold cuts build bonds.
Hey.
Now, dude, Eric got the plain Jane double butter.
Dude, give me that plain Jane extra butter.
Extra butter.
Let's go.
But no, so I want to read what Jedi Junior said, because I think what she said was fantastic. Yeah, this summer I was able to take a small break since other things happened in my life, so it was cool to take a slight step back, which I think let me come back fresher. But yeah, hobby fatigue is real. Just got to pace yourself. I got into artisans over the summer, which really helped stay in the hobby from a different perspective. Yes, finding other parts within the hobby, right? One thing that I respect, I shit on them a lot, but I respect them, is the 40s community. They're doing all this crazy shit to keep it new and fun and exciting. Switch Dr. AU, hello. I remember one of the most fatigued I got was basically during the Switch boom. It was the JWK Switch boom when like 900 things came out, and I was like, I can't keep up. And I remember there was so much input, and from content creator side of things, people are asking you all the time, what do you think of this? What do you think of this? What do you think of this? My dog is about to knock my light over. he's like, my light, for those who don't know, my light straight up fucking sits like on top of the dog bed, and he's like burrowing under the dog bed. Hey man, here. Did you come say hello?
Finn making his weekly appearance.
You know it. But it's one of those things where you kind of have to take a step back for a moment and kind of find your lane. And I think you and I don't really buy much stuff anymore. Like we don't, not nowhere near at the level that we used to. I'm just thinking about like the sets that I've been really excited about outside. I mean, really haven't been much outside. Like the last set I was really hyped on was SA Dual Shot, and then now I see fucking Camping Round 3. I'm like, oh shit, like that's cool. But I think it's like the other thing is filling yourself with other hobbies. As someone said, rotating hobbies. I think with that's something that really helped as well, is finding joy in other things, because there's a lot of cool shit that you can do. Like I know Keeb Noob, for instance, learned how to make PCBs. Like, and then it was like, okay, now I'm gonna do all this shit with learning how to do PCBs. And for Eric and I both got really into shoes, and we both got really into photography and camera work and all that shit. So it's like, how do we fill our lives with other things so that the keyboard hobby can be a hobby? Because we're kind of in this interesting gridlock with ourselves of like, well, we have to create content for the keyboard hobby, which means we have to stay somewhat up to date. We have to keep ourselves informed at some point. The best part is the people that we hang out with are people that
we get to hear it.
Only hang out with keyboard people, so it's nice that the exclusivity is there. But or not even exclusivity, but I on Discord, I pretty much, outside of Eric, which ironically Eric and I don't really hang out in Discord really at all. And that's not to say that our friendship, we talk all day long. We just don't get in voice chats with each other. But it's about finding your lane and finding your niche and finding your spot and the friends that you kind of put yourself around within the hobby. And we've been very fortunate here at Mechs on Deck, where we've had some really fucking awesome people. It's very rare that you find any amounts of toxicity in our Discords. And we're very fortunate for that. I think that's really, really helped a lot. But again, I think it's about finding your lane. I know Eric's gotten into cars more and more recently with the recent purchase. So
yeah. And I think one thing about having something else to kind of flow, like still being involved, like if keyboards is your main hobby, like finding something else that you can kind of go and get a little taste of will allow you to come back to keyboards and appreciate different things more. Finding like your niche, like I don't really buy a ton, but I'm more about like buying things to help friends. Like I bought Aesthetic earlier this year, and I'm really excited for it. Not just because I do enjoy the colorway, but like also because I love Didi, right? Like great dude, really big friend of the show, and was on last week. Like great dude, awesome guy, and it's like I want to support him, and I want to support people in this hobby and support friends and stuff and support good people, which to me at this point is like my more like what I gear things more towards. Like if something is insane, something's really cool, then yeah, I might be more about it. But if not, I'm looking after for things that are done by people I enjoy and people I want to support.
Absolutely. And we will continue this discussion in just a moment, but we are going to be right back. We're going to go grab Basic and talk about finding your lane within the hobby and preventing yourself from getting burnt out, even if you need to take a break. So be right back.
What is up, everyone? Welcome back. We are joined by Miss BasickBuilds. How you doing?
Hello. I'm good. How are you guys? Hello, chat. How's everyone? I know it's been a minute.
Dude, welcome back to Twitch. Welcome back to the streaming world.
It's honestly, it's really weird to be back because I've been off for so long. But it's always good to be back. It's always good to hang out with chat. I think if anything, taking a break and like taking a step back from streaming, the one thing that I miss the most always is chat.
Yeah. Chat's chill. Chat's chill as fuck. And our chat's chill as fuck. So thank you, our chat. Thank you. If you're here visiting from Basics Discord, hello. She's back. We had to go drag her. Get her ass back in the chair.
Had to drag me from the depths of hell.
Yeah. So before we get started into the conversation, what are you typing on today?
What am I typing on? I am typing on my E-White 7V plateless with cherry blacks with kale black stems, lubed with 205 grade 0, filmed with desk key films.
There you go. Can you show it off real quick?
Of course, I can always show it off.
Oof.
Oh wait, I forgot I moved my camera.
Man, that is like a 2018 like hype pick.
Yeah. Like
Olivia looking clean.
I want Olivia dark. I think if anything, I have to be honest. This might be controversial. It might not be, but I think Olivia dark is better than Olivia light.
Ooh,
I like it. The spice is already here. We're already dropping bombs out here. So, as I don't know if you were following our discussion before, but we were talking about hobby fatigue. We were talking about preventing, sort of running out of steam within the hobby and how that can 100% affect things, especially as a content creator. When it's like, I remember watching you the first few times and being like, fuck, this chick's dope. Like, we need to get her on stream like ASAP. I remember hitting you up like in your stream being like, hey, PM me, let's get you an interview. Like, you're really fucking cool. And as with all new streamers, like Eric and I do kind of worry, like, man, when we're trying to pick people, we're like, we don't want to pick the flash in the pan people, because there are unfortunately some people that are not cut out for streaming or not cut out for the longevity of it. But you fucking stayed around. So one, props.
Thank you.
And two, you've done an amazing job basically from the fucking get-go. Like a year ago you were brand new, and now you're fucking here, and I'm like, you're in it. You've been in it for a while.
It's crazy to think that I've been in it for that long. And honestly, it means a lot, and I appreciate it, because when I first got into like the whole streaming thing, I was always like super worried that people, that either how I am wouldn't come across, or I would be too nervous that I end up blocking myself from being myself on stream. Mm-hmm. And I didn't want that to happen. Like, I want that who you see on stream, if we ever get a chance to meet each other, like, that's exactly who you're gonna get.
Yeah. And I think that came through like hard in your streams. Like, one of my favorite things about watching you and you as a streamer is the fact that you're like, I feel like when I'm there, I don't really care about the keyboard. I don't really care about what you're doing. Like, I just want to, I'm there for the interaction, which to me is like, those are the best streamers. Those are the best people, especially in keyboards. Cause it's like, I'll sit there for 3 hours and watch you lube 5 switches like you did that one time.
I like that. I feel like that is something that's literally going to follow me for the rest of my life, right? Like, no matter how much faster I get, it'll always be, okay, Ben, like, you're not gonna get past like 6 switches. Like, 6 switches in 6 hours, I think. I don't know if anyone else have been slower than that, but that to me is like ridiculous every time I think back on it.
But it didn't matter because it was just a great stream.
You're just chilling and vibe. The birth of Dark Chewy happened on Basic Stream.
Oh, really?
What?
Oh, yeah.
Way?
Now Dark Chewy is long gone. He's since been retired, but yeah, that happened. I burned the fuck out of my thumb because you were singing some song on like a
Oh
subathon or something, and I
no.
just held the lighter for like 2
Oh
minutes
no,
straight.
I remember that.
So but no, it's cool. I you know, you're in school, trying to better yourself, which much appreciation to that. And I know then I know that like I guess you're like, I'm gonna start streaming, and your house was like, we're gonna renovate everything.
Oh
So I know you've
yeah,
had,
it
and
was
then on
just
top of that, like, you know, the state that I won't tell where you live, but
Mhm.
natural occurrences of the weather have been
Yep. Yes, sir.
fun for you as well. So you've been fighting God himself trying
Yeah,
to
I've
get
been fighting
streams up.
everything. I've been fighting everything this last few months. Like so many things happened, but I think the biggest thing for me was I I felt like I had reached burnout. And on top of burnout, I wanted to be consistent again cuz it's not, like good consistency. But then all these other things happen. And then I was just like I just didn't want to do it. And then I made that announcement like a few months ago. I was just like, look, my heart is just not in it right. And I wanted to, if I'm going to stream, I want to make sure that I'm happy doing the content that I'm doing, and that when people watch my stream or when I go live, it's it's a good time for all of us, right? Like I don't want
Yeah.
to make it feel like a job, and I don't want chat to come and watch and it feel like I like this is kind of hard to watch. Like it's like she's trying
Yeah.
to be here, but she's not.
People
Yeah.
know when you phone it in
Mm-hmm.
and you're just like forcing it. It's, you know, we've been, we've been doing this for 2.5 years straight now.
Yeah.
Minimal. It's tough. It really is. There have been times where the energy and the ability to the drive, like there are definitely days where I'm just like, oh my god, I don't want to fucking stream tonight. But then you kind of, Eric said something, god, probably a year ago, and he said the best part about stream is it's the hour to couple hours a week that I just get to hang out with you, Dave. And I was like, oh, I'll just view it as that now. Where
Yeah.
it's like, and then and for people who are not as fortunate as me to have Eric in my life, you also get to like think of it as like that's the time that you cut out of your life to hang out with the people that want to watch you. And I think that's something that for streamers, as well as if you want to watch
Mhm.
someone, you're like, if you feel stressed and you're like, think of it as that, you're cutting a little bit of time to hang out with someone. And I think that can give you a lot of perspective on, are you just doing it to phone it in, or are you actually enjoying your time?
That was the big thing. It's like I felt like at one point I was just trying to phone it in.
Mm-hmm.
And that was what made me realize I was like, at the risk of treating it like a job, I am forcing myself to do something that I'm clearly just not in the headspace and my heart is just not in it.
Yeah. You want to be excited to hit that start streaming button, or at least be like somewhat excited for it. Because if you're not and you don't enjoy what you're doing, it's not worth it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that's a conversation I've had a lot with a couple different people in the community about things like about things outside of keyboards as well. It's like do things because you want to, not because you have to, especially when something like this, that it is a hobby, right? It's easy to get
Yeah.
burned out, especially I know for Dave and I at a time when we were we were thinking more of this as trying to do it, like we had aspirations of being full time and trying to do it, and then it was like, let's not try to make it more than it is. Let's just have fun with it. Let's do
Mhm.
what we want to do what we enjoy doing. Make it more about having fun with the content
Mm.
than just trying to force something to get more views. Because like I know personally, when I look at like other streamers or other things, just not even around keyboards or just in general, like in life, you're like, man, I could do, I'm better than that person, but like at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Just do what you enjoy,
Yep.
I think the other thing too is like being a keyboard streamer, you have access to a lot more things to play around with. And I'm in a very fortunate position to be able to try the things that I've tried. Right? And I think that probably made me hit a wall like really fast where I was just like, well, I've already tried everything. Like nothing excites me. So I think like that was also why I felt the way I felt because I hit this wall and I was just like, I've tried everything. Like
Yeah.
nothing makes me excited. Nothing makes me like, oh wow, like that's that's crazy. Like that makes me want to like learn more
Mhm.
or play around with it more.
That I remember hitting that wall where you type on all these cool keyboards and you're like, no, it's like fine, but it's not as good as that. It's not as good as it's not as good. And then you're like, okay, let's find something. Let's find something that we can, put on. Like let's find something good about the board. It's not just about like, oh, what's this? Like Eric and I probably have over 20 boards collectively.
Phew, man.
And so it's that's one of those things where it's like, but every board is something special. Like every board is something different. Every board
Mhm.
is, I have a lot of friends that have a lot of different keyboards, and you kind of, yes, some get used more than others, but it's about finding the little things too, and that kind of even in the keyboards, but even in the hobby too. It's finding the little things. As Jedi Genius said earlier, maybe you start looking at artisans in a certain way. Maybe you start, maybe you dip your toes into the somehow boiling lava hot, and it's like the hot pocket of keyboards is the 40s community.
Oh,
Like maybe
oh
you dip your
man.
toes in that.
Oh man.
But like I remember that conversation that Eric and I even had. Like I remember that moment where I was like, well, yes, some of these boards are good, or yeah, why this is good. Everything's the same. And you reach that point where you're like, it's hard to open a board and be like, holy shit. Like it's just like, oh, cool. This is a cool board.
Jaded. I think that's the word
Yeah.
that I was like, I've been using. Like, I've just been so jaded. And so recently, I took down my overhead setup. Don't worry, guys. The overhead setup will come back at some point when I start streaming again. But I finally took it down just because I wanted to clear up space in my room. And after taking that down, like I was having a conversation with a friend and we were joking. I was like, watch me take this down and then I'll start getting the feeling of wanting to stream again. That absolutely happened the day after. Like I took it down, like put away everything, and then I'm watching my old streams. And not to sound like I'm self-absorbed, but I was like having a good time watching those streams. Like it was so it's like and it made me miss that part of like me.
Mhm.
Like when I first not when I first got into the hobby, but that part of like streaming and being in the hobby where I was just really excited. But it
Mhm.
was also like interacting with chat because I think I mentioned it in my like announcement too. It's like streaming and the content is yes, that is one part of it, but chat is the reason why I always want to come back.
Mhm.
Like it's really the people more than it is like the content. But to be honest and realistic, sometimes it's hard to want to be on stream if chat feels like it's dead.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
mixed bag, 100%. Because
Mhm.
sometimes you have those streams that maybe aren't, they don't hit in a way that chat wants to respond to everything. Maybe if you're, obviously you build boards, like you're building a board that you feel like you've done a bunch of times. Um,
What's building the same board? I don't know. I've never experienced that in my life.
Yeah.
You're
But
literally speaking to the person who's rebuilt her board so many times on stream.
The amount of fucking baka
yeah.
built 2 at the same time.
But yeah, I mean, it does get a little discouraging. And like for anyone who's out there that has aspirations to stream keyboard, we're not trying to tell you don't do it. Like it's definitely fun. You can definitely find a niche for yourself, but like, you know, you do it.
This is how you prevent burnout.
Yeah, do it because you love it. Don't like worry about any of the numbers. Don't worry about having more viewers than someone else or more subscribers, more people in your Discord. Like just do it for the enjoyment of what you're doing. And if you focus on enjoying that, like the other shit takes care of itself, right?
Yeah.
And if it doesn't,
Pace
then at least you're
yourself.
doing what you enjoy.
Mhm. Like
do
pace
it.
yourself when you do it, because I think like that's the thing too. Like when you don't pace yourself, you'll burn out quick.
And you can't compare yourself to other people.
No.
Like you really can't. Like let's compare ourselves to someone else. Mentorly came on our stream for the very first time. Her face was shown on Twitch. We interviewed her. Within 7 months, she was outperforming us by like 30% in numbers.
That's crazy.
So you can try, but some people pop off. Some people just go crazy. Some people pop off. The amount of people that have started after us that are partnered or have more doesn't matter. We've been doing this for a long time, and while at first I remember Eric and I kind of bothered us. There was like, oh man, some people are and it was like, no, let's just find our lane, because we found our lane and we're happy, and that's better. I would rather stream to 60 people that are here or 30 people that are here for us and that talk and chat and are engaging in conversation than 150 people that I don't know. Like, I feel like I can easily PM anyone on this list and be like, hey, like, I'm just going to fucking go through the list. I talk to Static almost every day. I talk to Kinnick all the time. Switch Doctor AU. I wish I could talk to her, but it's not my fault. She lives on the other side of the planet. All right. I try.
Come on now.
I try. Dee Dee helped me run a board and is helping me run another one. Keep Noobs stayed at my home.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, so
like Mechmal, I speak with Mechmaler all the time, and he tried to get me into pen. I asked him questions about his fancy pens.
I think sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just, at the end of the day, get people in your chat that you feel like you can connect with on a personal level, because quality over quantity. At the end of the day, quality over quantity.
Yeah. 100%. I think so. Recently I went to LA. I've met other streamers, and it's crazy to think that these are people that I met online that I've been able to meet in real life. Or there are people who don't stream and I've spoken to and that I've met. And it's just like, it's crazy. Cause like at the end of the day, like I might stream or whatever, but like getting to know somebody on a personal level is just really special to me.
Without even seeing their legs.
That's crazy.
I stole that from Genly Bean, just by the way.
True. I could be fucking covered from the bottom half. Well, I guess you've seen my legs when I walk away. Never mind. I was gonna say I could be covered in tattoos, but they've seen my legs. But no free feet. No free feet.
No free feet. No free
Yeah,
feet.
that's free
I'm sorry.
content. You can't put that out there like
Shit,
that.
sorry about that.
No, yeah. I've even been like some of my best friends, people that I talk with and hang out with literally like every day, are people that I've never met in real life, but I talk to them for hours and play games with them for hours, multiple days a week. Like we've been talking about doing like a guys trip where we all go out and hang out, get like a cabin or something and just chill for like 2 or 3 days. Just
that'd be dope.
Right?
That would be hella dope.
What so I have to ask the burning question.
Okay.
Are you coming back? When are we gonna see
coming back? I feel like this is a burning question even for myself. Like I think I will. just at a point right now
I mean,
where
no pressure. Like I don't want you to think this is a but I wanted to have you on because of what you've done in the past, and not what I don't care what you do in the future, because you've cemented your spot in the keyboard hobby. You left your footprint. It's there, and you're on the list of like people I would love to meet one day, and hope to one day.
Same. I think if anything, like what has really like just I'm so honored and it warms my heart is that people recognize who I am still, despite not being as active. And it's just like I'm just one small person in a community of hundreds and thousands, and there are so many great keyboard streamers out there right now, and it's just like people who just recognizing me and saying hi, it's just like that means the world and like so much more. But to answer the burning question, because I feel like I always derail. Yes, I will come back. I'm actually going to be doing a build stream this weekend. But
Heard
it's
it here first.
Yeah, you heard it here.
We
first.
might even get 7 switches lubed this time.
7.
Oh
7.
shit!
7 and 6 hours.
Damn.
Can we do it?
New record. But
We'll make that a prediction. Chat can bet.
the fundraiser.
I love it.
But what are you building this weekend?
I'm building a wrecked 1800. I'm excited. Honestly, I
Those
have
are cool
not
boards.
been this excited about building a board. Like I'm just excited. And so Zich, he's the one who sent the board over, is having me build it with tactiles. U4Ts. Everyone knows how I feel about tactiles. So that typing test, I don't know which prediction is gonna win, but just like spend all your money. All of it. Just spend all your points.
One day we'll convert you to the tactile nature. Yeah, I mean it's. I'm glad that you are coming back, but yeah, I think it's one of those things that the last kind of thing I'll touch on this subject is, at the end of the day, you don't owe anyone anything. And that's something for anybody who wants to stream in the future. You get what you put in, you get out of it what you put into it, and you don't owe anyone anything. If Eric and I decide to end Mechs on Deck right this second, we're not, by the way.
Right now, just end the end stream.
Right now,
That's
just boom,
it.
channel gone. But you shouldn't feel bad for not streaming. Like, and that's something that I have to fight myself against is, like, oh, I don't want to miss. We owe it to our sponsors. We owe it to our partners. We owe it to our viewers, where you have to do all this stuff. And you're like, I got to do this. I got to do this. I got to perform. And it's like, no, like at the end of the day, we don't owe sponsors money. Like we're not sitting here being like, we might have to send some things back as just like hey, don't be a bad person. But like, if we decide to end it, I'm sure every single one of them would be like, all right, man, like, I'm happy that you're making this decision on your own. So.
Absolutely. Well, are y'all ready to take a look at some keyboards?
To judge some keyboards? Fuck yeah.
Ooh.
So we're taking a look at keyboard of the week. Now it's time. If you've got pictures, go ahead and post them in our KOTW channel in our Discord. So we're gonna be going through. We're starting
with DD on the 10th, because he posted that, but we didn't allow him his submission in.
Okay.
We didn't allow his submission in keyboard of the week due to him being there.
Absolutely. Well, I'm waiting for that picture to load, because for whatever reason, when I'm streaming, pictures load like it's 1995, and the internet just finally became a thing in homes everywhere. So, all right, we're loaded. All right, first up, we have got the 40 from Mr. DD Decline with lavenders, an aluminum plate, and GMK. I think it's Rouge. I almost said Rogue.
Yeah, it's Rouge.
Rouge. Duroc V2 stabs. What do you think, Miss Basic?
Of the board or like compositionally?
Everything.
Everything.
Of everything?
All
Well,
encompassing.
first, I gotta say, Didi, I really love your makeup brushes. You gotta tell me what's your favorite look. But in terms of the picture, I think how you use lighting was very well. I would prefer to be, I would remove the makeup brushes out of the way just because I feel like it's adding, like, it's taking away from the just the picture of the board itself, right? I would also try like scatter the like jewelry and stuff just to
Throw that shit in the air.
have like your eye kind of just follow um leading lines. But overall I think it's very nice. Very nice.
It's a dope board. It's cute.
That is a very cute color.
This picture is just cute.
Yeah. Yeah. Also,
Just like
props.
Didi.
Props for the aesthetic desk mat. It just looks fancy. Looks really good. Makes
Dude,
me wish I would have gotten it.
I'll just bully Didi into sending us a few.
I do have this desk mat though.
There
I
you
do
go.
have this desk mat.
It's a dope desk mat. Next up, we got the M65B Modern Dolce 2 with cream pacas, 70 gram springs, brass plate, clean.
Yeah.
Clean. The bezels on while you know the M65 has been around forever, the bezels on the M65 just look fantastic. Just always. Like every time I see this board, I'm always like it sticks out, but it's great. It sticks out for a good reason.
It's chunky.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Wow. I'm a sucker for clean pictures, and that's really nice. Like that is very, very nice. I mean I would crop off a little bit of the top, just like from a composition standpoint, like cut a little bit off the top, but otherwise, like that's just really clean. Like that's clean. And the lighting is very well done. I don't know if whoever took this picture color graded it, but it looks like it is a little bit color graded.
Yeah, I think it is. See,
it's cooled off a little.
Yeah,
just a little bit. But
see there's been going hard in the photography over the last couple months. Yeah, it's so yeah. I imagine that it was color corrected, and it does. It looks mighty fine. It looks
good.
Great.
And look, honestly, I am a big believer in as long as you are not promoting anything like your own keycap set that you need to be color accurate, go wild, learn about color grading, and just like play the heck out of it. Because keyboard photography, like I'm just gonna like rant really quick. You can do so much with keyboard photography. Like don't limit yourself to just doing like the clean backdrop and stuff. Like use props, use things that add like visual texture. Because when I was doing like photography, that's the one thing that I went after. So like when you look at it, you're like, because a keyboard is usually, with ano and everything, it's very smooth. You want something that contrasts that a little bit, so you get like that visual texture. So you're like, oh, like it's different. It's like when you're eating like a food, right? You don't want everything to be so.
You don't want a smoothie. For your entire meal.
You want like differences and contrast. So take it like the same way with photography and have fun with it. Like whatever, even use like ideas like video games. Like if you like Far Cry or something, like do a theme off of that and use like different kind of props and stuff. Like go wild with this stuff.
Absolutely. So next up, we've got a Saturn 60 in Crater Black with box navies, my guy. White on black. That board, holy fuck. That board has got to be a goddamn typewriter. Yeah, I mean, I love the black on black. It's a clean look. As far as photography, I think this is more of just a snapshot of a cool keyboard. But it's I just love that it's fucking box navies inside this build.
Dude.
That's an actual typewriter.
Oh man.
As Voodoo Bear says, a person of
Just
culture.
a menace to society.
This would
Just
be a
a
very
menace.
annoying workboard.
Yes.
Oh,
You would piss
man.
off a lot of people fast.
Very fast. But for the culture, I get it. For the
Oh, yeah.
culture, I get it.
This is the type of board that I feel like someone who's not in the hobby, you have them type on this, they're gonna be like, they're gonna kind of get it more so than a lot of like boards that you would consider like super hype, like really, really good and like have the best switches and stuff. Because I feel like
Oh,
this will be
great.
such a drastic change. Like it's so shocking. It's like so shockingly different aesthetically and the way it types that, yeah, I love boards like this. I think this is sick.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. Also, just really clean, like black and the gold accents, like
It's
classic.
clean. Just
It's
clean piano bar vibes. So next up, we have the Obliterated 75 with Cat Arctic. Love the touches of blue, Pokemon blue. I know Kennick's a big Polaroid fan, so I love the Polaroid in there and the GMK Masterpiece desk mat on behind. Great picture, great matching board. I remember when you bought this, he was super excited, and I was super pumped for him because he had been looking for something to match Arctic for a long time. So it's a fantastic picture and fantastic board.
I mean, if you saw my face before this, like you know how I feel about this picture. I will give you an honorary sheesh. That's like if you get the honorary sheesh to me, like I love it. I love it. I love the color coordination. I love how you laid it out. Like sheesh.
And congratulations. I'm pretty sure you're the first person to ever do that on our stream.
Yeah. I've done the sheesh. I haven't done the full arm
The full arm
motions.
movement.
Yes.
Yeah.
The full sheesh.
This looks good. Kennick's great dude. Used to be the giveaway like gremlin.
The giveaway villain.
He won everything for a while.
I see. The only like small thing I would advise is like shoot this a little bit further away.
Yeah.
You can kind of fit a little bit more of the keyboard in there. But otherwise, great picture. Great picture.
Absolutely.
100%.
But he likes to go matchy. I've known that
I like it.
for a long time, yeah. And it looks good. So Cat Arctic does look mighty fine.
It does. It came out really, really well. GMK Arctic got announced recently.
Oh, really?
So he went GMK. Next up we have, is it DSA is it Drifter? No.
That's Delftware.
No. Delftware. Sorry. Why I'm
DCS
remembering
Delft.
DCS Delft. Whatever. Too many things. DCS Delftware on a SM keyboards. This is KeyNoob's SM keyboard Alice layout board. Keycap set. I just kind of just regret.
Dude, Delftware's sick.
Delftware, I just regret not getting.
Same.
I remember reviewing this on a interest chat group I review. I wasn't crazy about it. I'm still not crazy about it, but like just in terms of the picture overall, I think it looks very clean.
Yeah.
It looks very clean, and I can see like those who do like it and could appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I can see it is a little bit busy with everything going on, but I love that it's very different, right? It's like we're used to sub legends, whether it's, katakana or some other form of sub legend. And it's nice to have something that's maybe a little bit more artistic, I guess, in terms of its little art symbols.
Fun.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Next up, we have the TKC Portico, Kinetic Labs Salmon Switches, Candy Keys Arctic Winter Caps, and a broken Bart Simpson Funko Pop. I have not tried the Portico, but I have seen those caps, and those caps look great in person.
Yeah.
So again, great. It's a snapshot, solid board. I do the salmon switches if your caps stay on the board, which I'm curious to know if the PBT salmon switches do have that issue with GMK caps where they just kind of literally fall off.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that is the same with these caps. Hopefully not. But salmon switches are super dope if you put like SA on them, where they're not going to fall off all the time.
I still haven't tried SA. I feel like I'm missing out. Maybe like
It's fun.
I,
They do well staying on. Okay, that's good because they are good. They're very, very good switches, but they just have a big drawback, which is you can't really use GMK with them.
Yeah, I like this. This is a very clean looking board. Also, a lot of this, I don't know if the Portico is still like an in stock thing. There's also a board that you can really get a lot of this stuff, and you can,
This
buy
is a
it
board
and
you
have
can
it
get,
next week.
Yep.
It's
If you like this board, you can fucking buy every part of this.
not the norm in the community, so that's
Yeah,
pretty
right.
rare, and it looks this good. So also, I like the little Bart Simpson. What do you think?
Bart's
Basic?
cute with little Marge Simpson holding on to
I
Marge.
think it's clean.
Mm-hmm.
It's clean.
Clean, absolutely.
Simple
Also,
and clean.
can I talk that Maggie? Maggie would be dead. He's like in the space outfit, but he's just holding Maggie. Like
Oh, true.
Yeah,
True.
she'd be suffocating.
Maggie.
Sorry, that is
My
Maggie.
apology, static. So next up, possibly the greatest board to ever have been released in the keyboard hobby ever.
Wow.
This is the Bacchus 60 polycarbonate with Infinity veneer, Anubis 69 gram long boy springs with the Yoda ZY cap.
Looks nice.
I will withhold my thoughts on this because I've already said hold them, but I love this. Of course, why wouldn't I? It's green. It's got Anubis switches.
It's definitely not because you created the board. Definitely not. That's not it. Like
it's definitely not because I'm literally holding one of my.
No, like what? No, you're not biased. That's an oversight. I like it. I like it a lot. Personally, the keycaps, the board allows the keycap set to pop so much and it's done so well.
Yeah.
So.
Veneer looks really good. We're not the biggest fans of Infinity in these parts because we've been burned a few times by them. But this did look like it came out well, and it was really inexpensive. I think a base kit of this was like $75. So pretty nuts.
75.
Yeah.
Man.
It didn't come with a numpad, I don't think. But yeah, they did great with this.
Hearing that, I just think about like when I first bought my first keycap set, GMK keycap set. It physically hurt me, and then like every purchase afterwards, I was like, oh, it's only 100 something. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's like you feel like any normal person, like you paid 100 something.
fucking dollars.
Like you don't get it.
Yeah.
It's like trying to explain sneaker prices, but they're cool. Don't judge me. I don't have kids. Shut up.
I don't tell my GF these things for a reason. She will leave me.
Oh my god, dude.
Exactly. Just get your girlfriend into the hobby.
Yeah, exactly.
It's that easy. Next up, another Icky 68 with KTT Sea Salt and EPBT Shark Bait with a Gundam in the front and a Mechs on Deck special artisan. So yeah, again with the Gundam, I like it. I love the theme. Lots of blues and purples tonight.
I'm about
like
it.
Literally every board has been blue, purple, or black.
I'm about it.
Except for Jedi's, who's green. But yeah.
What do you think, Basic?
I like it. I like the board. I shouldn't say I like it to every. I like the board, but I wish you didn't put the Gundam covering the keyboard.
The Gundam's the subject.
Because the lighting of this is actually like pretty nice.
Yeah.
But like you have the Gundam like smack dab there, so it kind of takes away from the picture itself. But if that wasn't what you were aiming for, then like I understand.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think like he said it's from a set of photos, so I'm sure because he's
okay.
done this a couple times with the Gundams, the like themed Gundam boards. But yeah, it does. I think this does look really good, and I love the little artisans on the Icky 68. Fits nice, and the shark bait is a nice colorway as well.
Gundams are great. The runners before you disassemble them to build the Gundam, they're really great if you want to do a deconstructed keyboard picture
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because it adds a lot.
absolutely. Next up, we got a budget build. This is a tofu with the weird flex PCB, directly 2 stabs, boba gum silent linears, and definitely not blue and white. We've got a gradient pink, orange, and yellow keycap set. And with the desk mat that just makes it look like it's popping out of a fucking comic book. I always love when Static does these pictures.
Love this. I honestly like. If I didn't know it was a desk mat, I probably think that you edited the comic look in.
I
Like, it looks
legitimately
Photoshopped.
thought that the first time he
Yeah.
posted it.
Yeah. So I think you did a really great job. I like it a lot.
Yeah, looks good. Also, very inexpensive build. Again, another build that you can go out and buy all the things and get them in a few weeks.
Yep.
But yeah, it looks super clean.
And also, it's a great way to learn about modding a keyboard.
Yes.
True.
110%.
Like, before you jump into like the more expensive stuff, like play around. Like, and then you come to appreciate like all the mods. And then when you get to like a higher end board that hits all the marks for you, you're still like you understand when someone mods something. Or if someone's like, oh yeah, I did a P foam mod or I did a tape mod, you're like, oh yeah. And like the nuances of those mods.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this is cute. This is so cute.
This is a P3D program, Yoink, with Tangies and Modern Dolch Light. Yes, adorable.
Yeah, super clean.
Super cool.
Yeah, this is super clean. This is super cute. I love it.
Yeah, what is this desk mat?
I have no idea what this desk mat is.
Are you still here, Voodoo Bear?
Who posted this? Voodoo Bear?
Frostwitch. GMK
Frostwitch.
Okay.
That was
Looks
what
really cool.
that was
Oh.
Switch mod? Yeah, it was Switch mod. Yeah, just clean. Modern Dolch Light looks fantastic. Like they managed to hit both muted and 9009 in the same set. Like that's just something that's hard. Like they perfectly went in between two beloved sets. So like,
yeah,
just fantastic build, fantastic board, great picture. We do have a lot of great choices this week.
Yeah, we do. Just a couple more.
I got 2 more.
Oh.
We got a Key 65 banana splits and PC plate with NP crayon. Hopefully the switches were the fixed ones because there were the banana splits that were actually destroying keycaps. I have never seen this keycap set in my life, but
I have
dig
not
it.
either, but
It's cool.
Very cute.
Yeah, the mods do look fantastic.
I get maybe it's just because I was just watching a Marshmallow video.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Marshmallow.
Yeah.
DJ / Fortnite character. Plus a purse. We got the purse caps lock.
And it's like extra pursy.
Yeah, like it's like that's like that borderline looks like the fucking Jetsons spaceship. Yeah. It's that bougie.
Yeah, dude, you could put a little, it's like the alien from that little thing they used to test monitors, that application where it runs across the screen. That's what it looks like. A little spaceship from that.
This is fucking great. I love this. Yeah. And that board, I've typed on many of those, the Key 65s. It's a solid fucking board.
Yeah.
So what do you think, Basic?
$50 for this set?
Really? Wow.
Damn.
It's really nice and cheap too. A bunch of compat and novelties. It was selling for like 50 or something like that.
Wow.
Well, I like it because with the novelties, it's like, well, you don't have to worry about, does it have split backspace? Does it have, my whatever you need it to have? It's got novelties.
I think it's just a really clean board. Like, just letting the keycaps like have the color, and then the board is like simple black with the white badge. Like, good. I like it. I like it a lot. But I'm a sucker for like minimal and clean like builds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, speaking of minimal and
Ne-
clean, this last one we've got Grid 650 plateless
Ooh.
black pacas. I don't even know what that technically is.
Like
maybe get
alpacas with pale
like
black stems?
alpaca. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Or like
With-
Gabbard
Or like
black
cherry black
stems.
stems?
probably, yeah, probably cherry black.
Or maybe inks.
What
Kale
ink?
black. Oh, kale black. We were all wrong.
Fair enough.
Grid 650, dude. The Grid 600 is still like the board that got away. Like that's still like my favorite board that I've only typed on once, just because of how cool
Aesthetically,
it
I
is.
think it's very nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
One of the nicer, like nicely designed boards that I've
Yeah.
seen.
The modularity thing of that top portion, very cool.
Mhm.
Especially
Choice.
when you think about
The
like the Grid
art.
600 when it came out in like 2017, 2018.
Mhm.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool deal. Yeah, I think this looks
I know
really
I say,
clean.
Yeah.
I know I say I'm like kind of tired of like gasket mount because I think like almost all boards that I've seen come out or boards that I were paying attention to were like all gasket. But like it would be interesting to see like a different mounting option. It's the Grid 60? Grid 60?
I think this
Grid
one
600.
is
This is tray mount. This is just
Yeah.
tray mount.
Yeah.
This is just
I-
basic ass tray mount.
I'd be interested to know what it would, how they would design it like with a different mount.
with
That'd
like
be
a
interesting. Although tray mount's not bad.
Yeah, you
I
could
don't hate tray
do-
mount.
well, what you could do is you could do the salvation mount instead, which would be interesting.
Oh
Which
yeah.
is a little bit different.
Oh, that would be interesting.
So
There
all
you
right.
go.
Now's the moment where you have to pick which one is your favorite.
Oh,
If you
I
want to
already
look through, if you want to look through all of them, they are in our KOTW channel in Discord. If you want to scroll through them again.
okay. I think I already know which one, but I'm gonna give it another look.
I think I know which one too.
I think it. I think it's pretty obvious for me which one it's gonna be. Mm. Which channel?
KOTW. It's under keyboard pictures.
Ah, okay.
Only one of these got a sheesh.
Only
True.
one of these.
True. And that's kind of where my head was at.
Yeah, it's that's the one. That's the one for me.
What
Oh,
about
wait. Okay, this one and the M65B.
the M65? Well, I was gonna pick
Oh, you
that
got it.
one.
The M65. Okay, so
Yeah.
what is it? We're talking about the obliterated, right?
So the Kinnick's obliterated, and then I'm picking the M65, and then what are you picking, Dave, for the final of the head-to-head?
I will have to look. Let's see. Sorry, I'm having to. I'm typing on Perestroika, so like I'm having to like think, but without thinking. Like
Oh
I'm
yeah.
having to think to like, hey, use your memory. I'm gonna go with the Voodoo Bears P3D program Yoink.
Oh,
Let's see here.
I think it's a great picture and a great just everything.
Oh yeah.
those are some tough picks. If there only had to be one, like those are some tough picks.
Yeah, see, that's
this
the
was-
best part. Now chat doesn't have
Now
or
chat.
chat has to be the one that makes the decision.
Yeah, so
which one
if you've never done this before, the poll is at the top of chat. If you're on like your phone, just click to where you can get to chat. It'll be at the top, and you can go vote. The winner of this will go into Keyboard of the Month, where we will, if you win Keyboard of the Month, we're making a calendar for 2022, and each winner will have their own their picture displayed for that month that they won. So excited for that. So real quick, while we are waiting, we've got some amazing sponsors and partners. First up on the sponsor side of things, we have OmniType. You can go to mechsondeck.omnitype.com. Pick up Dracula V2. It won't take as long. It won't take as long. They don't have to color match this time. So Dracula V2, Go check that out. Project keyboards, go to mechsondeck.project.link and check out. They have a lot of pre-order stuff that you can get in on. Also, they're doing pre-orders for Alice PCBs. So if you're looking for extra Alice PCBs, wanting to find some of these stacked acrylic guys, they have some great stuff. Canon Keys, go to canonkeys.com/mechsondeck. They've just launched GMK. Is it Villanelle? Am I saying that right?
I don't
Villanelle?
remember how to say it.
Villanelle, but they've got that. They've got Aurora, Winter Breath, Domikey, Ghost, GMK November Fog's running right now. They've got more keycap sets coming soon. Also, they have keyboards. Honestly, check out Canon Keys. There's a lot of really, really cool stuff on there. So go check that out. And then, of course, kineticlabs.store/mechsondeck for Polycaps, Corn, and all the other Polycap sets like Whale and Octopus. The Penguin switches are back. They also have the why did I just want completely the Hippo switches? Hippo switches that I and myself and Eric are huge fans of. So go check that out on our sponsors and our partners. We got Zap Cables. Go check him out. He's got amazing cables. He's got awesome desk mats. Great site to go check out, especially if you want to build your own. Typebeast, go to typebea.st and you can get an amazing newsletter that's super non-invasive, comes out every little bit and good to keep up with the hobby. Smith & Rune, go to smithrune.com. Keep an eye out. The Iron 180 Extras should be soon as they're starting to ship out. And 3D Keebs, go check out 3dkeebs.com. Lots of great stuff there. So go check that out if you want to get some stabs, switches, all that stuff is at 3D Keebs.
Absolutely. So, if you didn't hear earlier, Miss Basic is coming back for a stream this weekend, right?
I am. This Sunday at.
You don't have to commit to a time just yet.
Sometime Sunday.
Sometime Sunday, it will most likely be 9 p.m. just because I have work before the day. But it will most likely happen on Sunday. The obstacle is to get my C-stand back up. But it will happen.
Hell yeah. Well, and your board won. The Obliterated Arctic won, so congratulations. Kenneth, great picture, great board, great keycap set, great game. Pokemon Blue, the OG, one of the OGs.
Also, if anyone didn't know, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond is going to be released. If not, it's already released on the Nintendo Switch.
Oh shit! I'm playing too much Animal Crossing right now to I don't have enough time
So
in
if
my
you
life for
are
another Switch game.
I am kind of on like a little bit of a gaming binge right now. Like I'm just looking for games to play. I started Far Cry 5. I haven't played Far Cry in a little bit. So it's been interesting to jump back into that. Also, I've also been like on the spur of watching a bunch of like cutscenes from video games, like cutscenes that they compile into like movies.
Yeah, just a movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've done that before.
And I've watched like all the God of War because I'm just like trying to catch up on the storyline because Ragnarok is coming out. And so yeah.
Hell yeah. And then Eric, you're building one of my boards.
Yeah.
I've been wanting you to build me a board for a long time.
I don't think I've never built you a
We've never built. No, you have, but it's been a long time.
Yeah, I didn't. It was your very first board, and
it was your
like
third build.
Board. Yeah, didn't really know what we were doing from a modding perspective.
Yes.
At that point.
So yeah. So it's been a minute since you've built a board, and it's a bumper. I'm gonna have him rebuild the bumper. I have no fucking clue what I'm gonna put in it yet because I thought I was gonna do hippos, or maybe I don't know. Well, something. Eric's building something this week.
We're spoiled by all of our Switch options.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, literally 2018 us would be like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Blessing and a curse.
I know. I was like, back then, I was like, I'm going to have every board be a different sound, a different Switch. And then now I'm just like, I'm stuck in my ways. Like
I like this, so I'm just going to stick with it.
Cherry with like kale black stems or cream pacas. Like that's it. Nothing else.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, we never get to raid Alex Odos.
Ooh, we get to raid Mr.
Never get
Notos.
to Mr. Notos. So I will keep Thick Thack Thok on. We never get to raid him. He's usually because I'm pretty sure he's Eastern time zone. So I literally we never get to raid him.
Oh, so
And he's thrown us so many. He's thrown us so many raids before. So we're gonna send it on back. But guys, again, Eric is going to be live at noon on Sunday. Well, I don't know when the OU game is, but
It doesn't matter. We lost last week, so it's okay.
But thank you guys. Thank you, Basic, for coming on. Welcome back into the stream world. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate you.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for having me. Thank you, chat. I appreciate you guys being here and hanging out with us. But I'm thank you for having me. It feels good to be back. I was a little nervous, first time, kind of nervous, kind of thing. But it feels good. It feels good to be back.
Absolutely.
Oh,
We missed you. But yeah, we're closing up shop. We'll see you on Saturday. And if not Saturday, next, probably Wednesday at 8 p.m.
Yes.
Central.
Oh, next week we're doing a giveaway stream. We'll announce more. Eric will talk about it Saturday.
Yep. But yeah.
Next week we're doing a giveaway stream.
We'll see you. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.